to more Monster Hunter Try. I'm Zachary Chelcom, your faithful host, and today we'll be doing the Royal Ludroth with the Heavy Bowgun. Now, we're using the Renopolos armor set, which gives us a boost for Crag. We also got Feline Pyro, which means our bombs will be boosted, as you can see there. The set that I am using for the bowgun, I am using the Heavy Bowgun barrel, the Heavy Bowgun frame, and the Tropeco gun stock. Tropeco gun stock gives you some fire shots, which are fairly good, and it gives you 2. Plus the frame, though, the Heavy Bowgun frame gives you 1, so you get 3 shots of flaming shot. And it gives you recoil down plus, reduced recoil plus, so that gives you, plus the Renopolos set, which has recoil down plus 1, gives you, like, almost no recoil at all. It has heinous reload, but it has essentially no recoil at all. Now, that means you can fire status shots fairly quickly, as long as you don't have to reload that often. So I think I am going to start this off with some sleep bombing if I get the opportunity. I'll also be using Crag Shot, because that does slight fire damage, also does explosion damage, and there are 3 parts on this monster that you can break, or sever. You can also cut off its tail, which you can't do, you haven't been able to do with the previous 2 monsters, but with the Royal Ludroth, it's the first one that you can do. I was going to start off with some poison, just because it's a good thing to do if you have a bowgun, and you can actually use poison somewhat effectively. I would use it. That's 204 attack, that's pretty good for right now in the game. The subquests for this quest are 1 to break the crest, I want to say, of the Royal Ludroth. And the other is to kill 5 Ludroth, so you can always do that too. First time you fight the Royal Ludroth, it'll probably appear in Area 4. Or it will appear in Area 4. It has a probability to appear there afterwards too. Oh, there we go. The fearsome water creature. Now, the Royal Ludroth is the first big creature that we can, or big monster that we can fight, that we might be able to do, or might have to fight underwater. Underwater fighting with the bowgun, it's always good to bring a shield, if you know you're going to do a lot. Royal Ludroth, you can kind of not do it. And yes, I have fought the Royal Ludroth that many times in previous files, I know exactly how far that lunge goes. Now, the Royal Ludroth is actually pretty resistant to poison, which can be shown kind of obvious later. In Portable Third, with its subspecies, which is the Poison Ludroth, Poison Royal Ludroth, or Pink Royal Ludroth, which has poison typing. Now, just because I'm going to try to do sleep bombing a little bit later, getting rid of some of the minion creatures, it'll be pretty good to, or it'll be better later. At least I think I tried to do some sleep bombing. I got Pyro, so it makes sense. The Royal Ludroth have two versions of that attack that they did right there. You have one where you can fire 3 shots, one in front of it, one about 20, about 45 degrees to one side, and 45 degrees on the other side from the center. You can also just fire one shot, which can also cause, any of the shots can cause water blight, which essentially makes your stamina decrease or increase slower. Now the other 2 breakable parts on the Royal Ludroth is its mane, which is the big kind of lion type thing that you have there, and its crest. Now I'm using Barrel Bomb Pluses here. That is because, I guess it's not breaking its crest, because I just broke its crest, and that didn't do it. Oh, I think it's Deliver 1 Wyvern tier. Let's see, what was I saying? The Royal Ludroth is kind of like the lion-type creature, or at least that's kind of how it's seen as. You have the kind of smaller creatures that it controls under it, the Ludroths that don't have the mane, while the Ludroth does have the mane, giving it more seniority. Now I haven't quite gotten the bowgun stuff down yet, so I know exactly what ammo I should go to next, but I have a good little ways, or a good little bit to go. With crag shots, the Royal Ludroth's body is rather lenient on where you put the shot to KO damage. You can put it on its mane, and at most of the time, as long as you get relatively close to the head, it doesn't have to be exactly near the head. As long as you get relatively close, you will do damage to it. As you see there in my inventory, it says a large barrel bomb plus. If you probably noticed it as well, they were probably bigger. Those are stronger versions of the barrel bombs, which, to get those, you use a scatterfish, which we got newly because we got an upgraded version of the captain's ship, which, if I had not shown, just to go over it, you can get that by getting, I think it's a 1-star commodity, which you can get from either, or you can get from the Great Jaggy, if you fight it in the Moga Woods, and you trade it with the Argo Sea Captain. You can get a 1-star, or you can get an upgrade for the Captain, which should be Captain Upgrade, or Captain Plus, there we go. Now this is somewhat akin to the Drunken Rage, what did I call it? What has it been referred to? Drunken Charge, there we go, of the Cephalos and the Freedom Unite. Which kind of does, charges forward, spits out random, it's not random, it's water. But you just kind of spews it everywhere as it goes. Oh, and I got hit there. I thought I was going to land a little bit closer. The one on the Ludroth fires just one shot. It goes a slight bit down than like it does when it fires the 3. And the 3 is going for distance, when it just goes 1, it's going for hitting you rather close. And I thought he was running away there, but he's actually going after Cha-Cha, who now has gone away. By the way, this gun, if you're planning on using it, it does have a slight chance to, or it doesn't have a slight chance, it has a slight deviation to the right, or the left, so you do have to plan that into your shots. But when it's a low deviation, as you can see, it's not quite a terrible turning. When you get to high, then it is fairly bad. Alright, we got one more. I think I have one more bomb. We're gonna try to break the, Oh, cha-cha! Still get it off, though. And we beat 5 blue drop, so we got that. See, to break the main, to be sure that you do, just like they did with, the Diablo's tail magnet and stuck it in Kuropecco's beak, they did the same thing with that magnet and stuck it in the Royal Ludroth's head, and any kind of pellet shot you would use on it would go directly, well, almost directly, to the Ludroth's head. So if you want to break that main, which actually is not that hard, it's the weakest part of the Ludroth's body, you'll basically have to use some kind of direct hitting kind of shot. Flaming being its major weakness, or flaming being its major weakness, fire being its major weakness. I would recommend fire shots, but normal shots, pierce shots also work quite well as well. Pierce shot level 1 actually will go all the way. That was rather stupid. Will go all the way through both sides of the main if you, or will not go all the way through. It'll connect all 3 times through that main part. It is long enough to do that, so if you can get the right angles and want to use Pierce Shot level 1, you'll be good. You can actually probably use Rapid Fire on the Ludroth Pierce Shot. I think I show it off a little. I show it off next time with the Capture Quest. It's not the best option, but I'm pretty sure you could use it. Rapid Fire of Fire would be a lot better, but we don't have that currently. Actually, we won't get that for a very long time. Royal Ludroth's actually up there on one of my favorite monsters. Basically, I would count it as number 5. My top 5 favorite monsters. 3 of them are in the Tundra Zone. One of them mostly because of its armor. There we broke the main. I'm not going to slice off the tail. And there we actually killed it. Which is good that we actually got the main that soon. The little shinies that it drops is where you get, from when you break the main, is where you get the Wyvern Tears. I hate trying to carve something in the water because it's so awkward to try to get up to it. Now, one reason why the Royal Ludroth is one of my favorites is because of the armor. Second reason is because it looks rather cool. It's a kind of lion type, a water lion type thing, at least how I classify it. And its bowgun sets are actually fairly good. It is one of the only ways you get a water type weapon as well. The only other way is a weird way with an Elder Dragon, or both the other ways are with Elder Dragons later, which we won't get to much later in the game. But also, its armor is pretty awesome for pellet shot. Its bowgun's pretty awesome for pellet shot, which is one reason why I like it a lot. Right there, we got a Quality Sponge, which is the super rare item of the Ludroth, which is only used for the final upgrade for the bowgun frame and 2 of the armor pieces. It might also be on one of the barrel or the stock. It's not on the stock, we already know that. It's not on the frame, though. But beating that, we also get another part of the hunting fleet back. However, he's not upgraded like the first one, so we will have to actually get him an upgrade a little bit later. Yes, so the quality sponge is only used a little bit, so it's better to, as I'll show you in a second, probably. Essentially, you can get a quality sponge fairly easily from just doing the hunting quest or the another quest, or the capture quest. As long as you break its main, most of the time you probably will get it. The flamboyant quill that we got there in the hunting rewards is what you get from hunting a Quoropeko. Although it's rare, it's a rare commodity. It's a 2-star commodity, which we need for the upgrading the second fleet. So that'll be pretty good when we get to it. I don't think I show it in this episode, but the reason why I'm talking about the quality sponge, that it's real little use in weapons and stuff, is that you can generate resources from it, and it gives you 1,000 resources a pop. And because it's not used that often, most of the time you want to contribute it to the resources. It's kind of insane. Also, the Ludroth armor for the gunner, at least, looks pretty awesome. I'll show off the cap and the helm here. This is the Ludroth helm. It's kind of okay. It looks a little weird, though. Now we switch to the cap. Look at that! That looks pretty freaking awesome, right? More than anything, you need the crests, and if you just wail on it with pellet shot, which is like completely targeted to that, it's pretty good. But the Ludroth items give you pellet shot plus, which gives you essentially what the alloy armor did for normal. But we will check out making some armor and stuff like that from the Ludroth stuff next time on Monster Hunter Try. And next time we'll be doing the capture quest for the Royal Ludroth as well. So, I'm Zachary Chokum, and remember, have fun gaming. And this Baroth is the next creature that we'll be fighting after we do the capture quest. So I'll see you guys then.